So let's talk about the Sega Master System. This is the console that I grew up with in my childhood. All of my friends had Nintendo, but we got the Master System. Funny story about our console. From church, I had made a friend, and we were playing our Sega quite a lot. And at that point, I was like done with this Master System, and he asked if he could borrow it. Then they moved without returning our console and all of our games. So what I've been doing this past year is I bought myself a new console, and I've been rebuying most of the games that we had. You can't have a Sega Master System or a Sega console without Sonic. I never completed this game, but my niece did, and she would wake my brother up in the morning and oh, come on, we gotta play Sonic. And he was just like, fine. And she was really good at it, and she actually managed to complete the game. I've tried. The thing is, if you lose all your lives, you have to start all over again. Then we have The Lucky Dime Caper starring Donald Duck. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's an incredible adventure game. I remember comparing this to Super Mario Bros. For the NES, that my friends had. And this has just some insane graphics compared to that. If you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it. I think it was never released in the US, so I think it's just Europe and maybe Australia. So look out for this one. Then we have Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. This is also an adventure game like Donald Duck, but thing here is the worlds that you go to are really interesting, and I mean, one of the bosses is like a piece of chocolate bar that you have to defeat. It's a really interesting game. It's a bit of an acid trip, but I really like this one. And incredible music. And so does this one. Asterix. This game brings back so many memories. I truly love this one. Great graphics, great story. The gameplay is amazing. This is also one to keep an eye for. And of course we have Action Fighter. Action Fighter is a shooter. You start off with a motorcycle, and then you can turn into a car, and then the car can transform into like an airplane or a flying car. You get upgrades. I try to beat the high score, get as far as possible. I think neither my brother or me got past the second boss, so this is a game I've yet to complete. Transport is also one of my favorites. This is a side-scrolling shooter, and you collect different power-ups that change your weapons, and your weapons have power, so they run out eventually. It's a never-ending game. After you defeat the boss, you just start over again and can continue until you run out of lives, and it's just like a play for the highest high score, really. Then you have Cloudmaster, another side-scrolling shooter. This game is insane. It's a really good one. The enemies here are just super weird. You shoot down flying noodle soups and mahjong pieces and I don't know, bears with guns firing at you. I've never gotten past the second boss, I know that for sure. I got past the first boss a couple of weeks ago, but I'm not sure if I actually did that back in the days. I think I actually never got to the first boss, I'm not sure. So this is a real tough one. You basically just have to memorize the pattern of the enemies, and then you can probably get by the game quite quickly. Your memory is connected to this one. I think it's worth having in your collection. Next up we have Vigilante. This is a beat 'em up. This is probably the first beat 'em up game that I ever played. What Double Dragon is to most people, it's what Vigilante is to me. Love the sounds, love the music, I love the story. After I bought it a couple of months ago, I got sort of far, I think. I almost got to the last boss. I think it's, if you like beat 'em ups, I think this is worth having in your collection. And then we have Shadow of the Beasts. Super difficult. You can break the game if you use up the items you pick up during gameplay. I actually got stuck after playing it when I just received it in the mail. So yeah, I think it's worth having in your collection.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Then we have probably my all-time favorite, Double Hawk. It's a shooter. You go through various areas until you get to an area with a boss. But the best part of the game is the co-op. I think it's super fun. We would split the screen in half. It's like you control the left screen and then I control the right screen. We had so many good times with this. It's also something that might break friendships, because if one player loses all of their lives, he deducts a life from the other player. This is definitely worth having in your collection. And of course you have Game Ground. It has amazing music, great gameplay, and a huge variety of characters with different style of weapons. I remember the bazooka guy was really cool, and for some reason I really liked the wizard who could toss some like water fountain thingies that would to all the enemies around. Never completed the game before. I don't think I completed the game in recent years either, actually, come to think of it. It's a fun game to have, and I'm really satisfied with having this one back in my collection. This also has the most amazing cover art. Then we of course have Thunderblade. I remember this, I still think that this game is really difficult. You can learn patterns of the enemies, but I still have trouble dodging bullets from the tanks on the second level. I have no idea how to do that. I've tried flying up and down, and so I always lose lives on that level. On my recent playthrough I got to the third stage, I think. Second or third stage, yeah. But I think it's gonna take me some time to actually complete the game. But this one is a classic, definitely something you should have in your collection.